You always need to drink vodka warm, but if you want to know every difference between vodka to vodka, this is the proper temperature. And if you ask any specialist of tasting of whiskey, gin, rum, tequila, they will tell you this is a proper temperature. Another thing, special glasses, those glasses, hello. Those glasses are called snifters, from the English word sniff. Yeah. So I suggest for you to take the glass in your hands, before you try to smell it, move the glass and smell it like this.
Which one?
Instead of like this. Whatever, the most important is just the rule right now, that you need to move and then smell. And later, very important thing, as I mentioned, glass of water and a pack of snacks. Never drink on an empty stomach, so if you feel a little bit hungry, take a little snack of those salty pretzels. Definitely take a big sip of water in between the vodkas, so you can cleanse your palate. And those are the rules. Let's get to the fun part. So today you're going to try 3 ingredients. One of them will be doubled, but let's all start from the left side. On the left side you have Ostoja #1. It's a wheat vodka, and well, 8 years on the market, always made from wheat that comes from the clearest disposed region of Poland, as I mentioned. How to taste it? As I said, grab the glass #1, swirl the glass, take a little sniff, and half of the glass should be enough. Try to hold vodka closer to your tongue for a second or two, and try not to drink water right after swallowing. It's not a party, so you do not do shikup. You just need to wait for a second or two with the heat, because it's very important to know do you like it or not. So, na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie.
Cheers.
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 That's about 37, isn't it?
All of them have 40%. So, wheat vodkas, at least for me, are considered, and I once again remind you, I compare vodka to vodka. I believe it's quite soft. I believe it's not so strong for me. I believe that it gives me, I dare say, some complexity in vodka. Like when I smell this vodka, I know it has some stronger alcohol, some stronger notes, but it's not pure alcohol for me. When it comes to the taste, I think it's very sweet at the beginning, but it changes for something more dry, for something more zesty, as my friend call them. I like to call it bitter. It starts to be more tingling on my tongue. I really like the aftertaste, because for me the aftertaste is hot but not fiery. I have something in my stomach, but it's never full fire. It's like somewhere behind my throat, and I like it. I think those subtleties are very interesting. Not for everyone, but I do find it interesting. But this is just the first vodka, and to know more about vodka, we need to try more vodka. So, as I said, that was the first one. Take a sip of water if you haven't done it, and let's move to the second one. As I said probably to you, I will die on this hill. I love potato vodkas, and among those 4 you try today, I think this vodka, Luksusowa, is my favorite for drinking shots. When I think that I meet with my friends, when I'm going to drink vodka in a traditional manner, simply straight in shots, I will try to find potato vodkas, because I know they are amazing for me, and I know that one of the best and easiest to find is, at least for the Polish market, Luksusowa. So
It's just potatoes?
it's just potatoes.
Less smell.
For me, yes, but I heard from a lot of people that it's the strongest one. Potato is very specific ingredient, I would say. For me, very delicate, because I focus. I usually describe when vodka is strong when it has the rich aftertaste, and I think that this vodka is only in my mouth. It doesn't give me fire at all, and that's for me a forte.
What I like is no smell.
It's also another thing I like, that doesn't give you this strong feeling of smell, that it's not pure alcohol, you can have something behind it. But to this day, most people describe this vodka to me as thicker, as more fat, as a rich. Like to this day I have heard dense, sticky, honey-like, creamy, flat. Personally, I use the description because it stays in my jaw. It doesn't even move to the upper parts of my mouth. I like it, but I like it very, very nicely.
Could be, if you want.
But well, as I heard from a lot of people, sometimes too intense in your mouth, it's overwhelming, and I understand. We have different opinions, different tastes we like. 97 years on the market, always made from starchiest potatoes you can find, and right now we're going to go through the even more classical
Do
brand.
they make it from different types of
The
potatoes?
starches you can find. So
But it doesn't matter. It's not like a specific,
not a specific genus,
one.
species. No,
Okay. It just needs a lot of starch.
Yeah, you have a special scale for that. You measure the not the volume, but the in kilograms. The weight.
Yeah.
We measure the weight of the sunken in water potatoes and the dry potatoes because of the specially made by previous special minds tables. You know exactly how much starch you have in per potato, more or less. So that was the second. Let's get to the third. Try the rye right now. I'm not going to tell you more because I have a tendency to demonize rye vodkas. I know they are amazing. They are simply for straight consumption, not for me. I like the taste, I like the smell, but the aftertaste is not for me. So please try the rye. I think that some of you will decide that it's the sweetest, the most delicate vodka. Personally, I do not belong to this group, so I do not want to spoil your fun. And I'm very glad that you are experiencing step by step that you consider. Yes, I really do not like vodka, and you try to try it. Let's say.
I like
Very
the
bad aftertaste.
I like
Very bad
the
aftertaste.
like cherry or something like the vodka which is
Vishnovka.
17%.
As I said, flavored vodkas are also alternative, but when it comes to the straight ones, good that you have this comparison because I am certain that even if you do not like the vodka, you see the differences between the brands. And that's my mission, to at least do that.
Is that Vyborova?
Yes, this is the one you can see over here, Vyborova vodka, exquisite vodka as it is called, translated, sorry. For me, it's in the middle of our market. If I do not know what to buy for the party, if I want to buy something I am certain it's going to be at least good for most people, I'm going to buy that. If I do not know the preferences. When I want to drink perfect Bloody Mary, something that will be spicy with a lot of character, I will base on that. Also, I make my own homemade vodkas, like homemade flavored vodkas. I will also buy Vyborova because it's the easiest ingredient for me to find and the one that I really believe is at least in the middle class always. Not for everyone, but I know it can be good. My grandpa, for example, loves this vodka. He expects from vodka to give you a rich aftertaste instead of the taste, so that's one for him. But
Sorry, can I ask you, what about this one? Is it mid-range as well, or is it
The
more,
Luxusova?
more pricey? Yeah.
It's a little bit more pricey and it's considered as a little bit better. I'm going to say lower
better.
premium, higher middle brand, just something like this. Okay, so number 4 is a little bit changed version of number 1. I didn't mention it before, that was my little secret, but additional filtration is allowed, and in case of number 4, you have vodka number 1 but with additional filtration through charcoal. For me it's much more delicate, for me it's much less smelly. I have even less alcohol in my nose. I can definitely tell you that it changes on my tongue much better than number 1. I'm going to tell you also one more thing. If you expect that you will get some wood and bottles from the charcoal, no, you will get something woody, something smoky. It's just filtration, not the aging. So you can find some notes, but not exactly full oak, let's say, yeah? Oaky notes. For me, much better version than number 1, but I also love whiskey, so I search for those impurities.
Good
Yeah,
choice.
it's
Delicious.
Yeah, it is, I know.
I win.
Okay, so we have tried all of them.
Well, I did.
And right now I would like to ask you a very important question, which is your favorite. So maybe let's start from you, lady. Which was is your
The
favorite?
water. The water is the best.
With pretzels.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I tell you, the
so
water
the
is the
second
best.
one, okay. And for you, which one is yours?
First one was strong. Second was soft.
Mm-hmm.
A third one was a little bit stinky aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I would say, good.
Okay, cool. For you, sir?
The second one.
The second one.
First.
And for you guys?
The last one.
The last one.
All of them.
I had
the water, of course.
everyone.
All of
I had it, so
Every is the best.
he's
You
the
just say-
driver.
I know. This is one of the things I'm going to mention. Very good
Might
choice.
as well.
But
But there's a limit.
I barely touched them.
okay, so why do I ask? Because one of the most important things from the lesson from today should be character of vodka sticks in the research. So if, like I do, you have chosen number 2,
Which
try
one
other
was?
this one is this one.
Number 2. Okay.
Yeah, so you should try other potato vodkas. If you like number 1 or number 4, other wheat vodkas. Same case with number 3, just to find out the ingredient, not the brand. Next thing is that next thing
No, it's not
is
photo. It's not
the,
photo.
next thing is that you should also follow the proper temperature. I mean, not everyone needs to drink vodka warm. I know it's very strong of a feeling, so I will tell you, serve vodka neat or cold like any other alcohol. Freezing kills any sense of taste, and I promise you, if I serve you frozen vodkas over here, you won't find any difference.
But they don't freeze.
Yeah.
They can freeze if you do not move them for a longer time, and I am certain it won't freeze fully because alcohol
No.
at some
Yeah,
stages
alcohol
freeze.
never freezes, but
It freezes, but under minus 100 degrees of Celsius or
Yeah.
something. So usual freezer has minus 80.
usually I keep my vodka in the freezer.
It's not a sin. I will tell you that it's
no.
thing I will describe as whatever floats your boat. I mean, if you have a vodka but you are drinking traditionally, yeah, you probably put it in the freezer. I suggest fridge because you will numb a lot of strength,
No.
but
Yeah.
you will still find the differences. I learned it over here and I started to do it. And I right now know why people have different vodkas and different tastes because they serve them with flavor. If I may suggest, never freeze it, cool it down. If you want to know everything, 10 milliliters to the glass, warm temperature, and try. Do not buy things